Imagine a world where coins were literally cut, shaved, melted, and reshaped, not by robbers, but by governments themselves. A time when money became so worthless that children used coins as toys, merchants refused to accept payments, and armies wouldn't fight unless they were paid in real money. This wasn't a fantasy, it was the reality of the Kipper und Wipper financial crisis in early 17th century Europe, one of the wildest monetary meltdowns in history. And it contains powerful lessons for our economy today. Before central banking and digital currencies, the way money was created and maintained carried life and death consequences. The Kipper und Wipper crisis shows how trust in money, once broken, can cripple societies. Yet most history books barely mention it. Today we're going to uncover how this bizarre monetary meltdown unfolded and why it still matters. It's the early 1600s. Europe is engulfed in the 30 Years' War, a brutal, drawn-out conflict that drained city-states and kingdoms of both manpower and wealth. With armies to feed and no effective tax systems, leaders resorted to a desperate measure: coin debasement, reducing the precious metal content of coins to mint more money. But this was no subtle tweaking. Coins back then were made of silver and gold. The more precious metal in a coin, the more it was worth. But governments started shaving tiny amounts of metal from each coin's edges, then mixing the shavings with cheaper metals like copper or tin, and reissuing them as new gold or silver coins. They used tools known as Kipper and Wipper, scales that weighed coins to find those that were still good. Any good coins were pulled aside, melted, and remade into debased versions. People soon caught on. Within months, debased coins flooded the market. Real money, coins with authentic silver, vanished. Merchants and soldiers began refusing payments in debased money. Some city-states started creating fake coins of other territories and spending them as far away as possible, hoping someone else would suffer the consequences. Prices soared, markets froze, soldiers refused to fight unless they were paid with real money, not the worthless currency governments had printed. At its worst, coins were so worthless that children played with them in the street. That's how bad the crisis got. This wasn't just a financial glitch, it was social chaos. Merchants began demanding full-weight coins or commodities instead of money. Riots broke out in local towns. Soldiers deserted or refused orders unless they were paid fairly. Governments lost control of the very currency they issued. The crisis lasted mainly from 1621 to 1623 and ravaged economies across the Holy Roman Empire, spilling into Austria, Hungary, Bohemia, and beyond. Eventually, city-states tried to clamp down. They punished coin clippers, banned bad money, and tried to restore trust in official currency. But the damage was done. Trade had still slowed, trust in government's ability to manage money was shattered, and many regions experienced famine and economic disarray in the aftermath. So, what can modern audiences learn from this 400-year-old money meltdown? Money is trust. Whether it's gold coins, paper cash, or digital currencies, value only exists if people believe in it. Inflation spirals when confidence collapses. Debasing coins back then is conceptually similar to unchecked money printing today. Both can erode purchasing power. Economic crises aren't just numbers. They affect real lives, markets, armies, and everyday transactions. This story might be old, but the core lesson still shapes how we think about central banking, inflation, and financial trust today. If you enjoyed learning about Kipper and Wipper, a forgotten yet crucial economic turning point, please hit like and subscribe, share this video, and drop a comment. What modern economic issue should we unpack next? Until next time, keep asking big questions about money, power, and history.